give it a little help. Hey guys, this is my 1989 BMW E30. I've been driving this car for like 5, maybe 7 years, and a lot of people want to know like what's up with this car. So I just wanted to take a minute of your time to like show you some cool things about this car. I've got some questions here from some of the guys on the internet. Let's see, Beefakins says, drivability of the car in everyday life, would it be worth it if you were not planning on tracking the car? Absolutely. This car is beautiful. I mean, you don't turn heads in another car unless you're driving an E30. You need an E30 to turn those heads on the streets. So yeah, Beefakins, yeah, you need a car like this in order to turn some heads. Drivability wise, it's a S50 B30 BMW M3 motor. So I think they have 240 horsepower normally. This one is a little different. It's supercharged, but I'm gonna save that for later. That's gonna come in a little bit later. So why did I pick a supercharger over a turbo? That's a great question. And how difficult was the swap, and what parts did you have to custom fab? From Brobriel Boat. He asked that question. So I bought the car swapped, so that was easy. You just buy it swapped already, and then you don't have problems with swaps. So I would do that, which actually runs right into the next question from E21 Lover. What swap bugs have you encountered? How reliable has it been? Would I go a different route if I could do it again? Well, since I bought it this way, I can't really do anything different with it. Maybe yank the motor, put like a LS6 in it. I've seen guys do that. They're crazy fast on the track. But I wouldn't do that. You got to keep it. You got to keep BMW a BMW. So I don't put any Chevy parts in mine. You will see some things made in China, but that's a different story. So probably the first ask, is this a 3.0 or 3.2? That's a good question, but it's neither. It's a 3.1. With all the machine work that we did, and when we mic'd it, we actually came to 3.1 liters of displacement, which is better, but not as good as a 3.2. So that answers that one. Did you convert the coolant system to an S50, or did it stayed with E30, ET, and Rad? From Jeff Chung. It's definitely a rad car. I really enjoy the car. Like I think it's rad every time I drive it. But as far as the cooling system, we did do some, well, let's leave that for later. I kept it pretty much E30 with an S50 water pump, because you can't put an M20 water pump on this engine because it's an S50. So let's see. Got another question from Legions Fallen. What route did you take brake wise? Well, as you can see, it's 5-lug. So I definitely wanted to give it some stopping power for all the power that this horsepower motor cranks out. So we went with the E36 M3 brake system, and for the rear, did the Z3 2.8 liter, I believe, with the factory trailing arms from the E30. So got another quick question, suspension wise, budget. Oh wait, sorry Ryan, I skipped your question. So heat soak and cooling needs for hot weather track use. Well, I keep water in it. I run water in it, keeps the temperatures down, so definitely run water. I don't drive it during the winter because, I mean, you get no traction already with, 300 plus horsepower. So no, not really much heat soak. Sometimes on the track I get the intake manifold blowing off, but that's really about it. Suspension setup, budget. When you build a car like this, the word budget is just not, it's just not there. Like, you just can't have a word like budget in there at all. I mean, there's over $20,000 in this car already, and I'm still building on it. I mean, I've got parts in the mail that are going to be here like any minute if UPS would show up. Thanks Jeff Gray for that questions. Plans for the future. Just ordered some new bushings. The torque from this motor is ridiculous. So the motor mount right now is actually sheared. So I've got some nice polyurethane motor mounts coming. So yeah, let's take a look at the car now that I've answered all the questions. So we've got 5-lug setup, front and rear. Got the 989 stickers for the track day. That's how many horsepower it doesn't have. So my favorite sticker on the car is the paycheck inside. I work in IT, you know, it's a little computer joke. Come over here to the interior of the car. Some of the cool things that I constantly get questions on are like, where did I get these cup holders? These cup holders get more compliments and questions than any other modification on the car. It is nuts. You get them on eBay. They're like $8 a piece. They versatile for whenever you need to get that heel toe downshift with your knee action. Versatile. The only problem that I have with this cup holder is when you turn the lights on sometimes and you have like your big gulp, it gets in the way. But that's, you know, the drivability of it. So we've got G-force racing harnesses with NRG seats. We got to keep it, you know, keep it safe. I mean, you build a fast car, it's got to be safe. We got the OMP racing steering wheel. You got to keep your racing gloves somewhere close. You just never know when a Mustang's going to pull up beside you and want to go. So, polished aluminum e-brake handle with the Momo shift knob. I've got oil, air fuel, and I have a smoked out temperature gauge there. Of course, I got the harness bar for the harnesses. You got to keep the BMW coolant in the car. You never know when these damn things are going to overheat. We got some reading material for the road because I don't believe in texting and driving. That's just, you don't text and drive when you're driving one of these BMWs. So radio, of course, I got the JVC head unit with the Sony exploits. You got to keep it funky in there. You got to keep some music going so that you can really get a feel of this car. Big fan of Mickey Mouse. So was the bird that ate the other ear. Sorry, Mickey. But another cool sticker. Respect your elders. Came off the forums. You guys on E30 Tech, you guys know what that's about. Trunk. Everyone wants to know, what do I got back here? Well, you got to have the clothing. It's a lifestyle car. You gotta have the hat, the shirt, the undershirt, eat, sleep, BMW. You just gotta have it. You just never know when it's gonna get cold. So, I mean, you gotta have the hoodie. The hoodie, I mean, and then of course you have to have car cover back here. Because when you park it, you need to cover it. It's a BMW. It's a bad car. 6 CD disc changer back here for all your music needs. Never used it, but it was an option, so I just made sure that to get it. No spare tire, weight reduction. We gotta keep the weight where it's needed in the front. 90-10 balance on this car. Really good on the track. Let's see, other things. You know what? Kept you waiting long enough. I think it's time for you guys to see what you've been waiting for. Here it is, the 1989 BMW E30 with the S50 B31 with the Vortec V3 supercharger. So we've got a custom intake inlet piping here with the regular 3.5. You know, you've got to have cruise control on this thing. If you're gonna keep the car, you got to keep the nice luxuries. You got to keep the ABS, which is down here. You can't see it because there's a big filter. Got to keep power steering, cruise control. So custom radiator build. So to answer the question, I had to do a custom radiator. I had to relocate back over. They were out of the 325iX coolant reservoirs that go there. So I had to custom modify that one to go there. You need camber plates, strut bars. You got to have all the essentials if you're going to track a car. AC, So I've got the AC condenser over there, got another AC condenser here. Fuse box coverage, you don't need a fuse box cover. You can shave about a pound of weight just by getting rid of the fuse box cover. So guys, if you have any more questions about this car, just let me know. I'd be glad to answer anything that you've got. Just throw it at me.